Hello, people of SGL. Can you hear me? Hello, people of SGL. Can you hear me? Can you hear the game? First off. And second off, can you hear me? If you can hear me, how do I sound? If you can't hear me, suck dick. This is the semifinal. I'll be real. Oh, cool. Okay, so it actually works. Right now, I'll be real, chat, my Twitch is just like not really. What's the word I'm looking for? Because I don't know if I'm dropping frames or if my internet is just bad. And that's why I'm not able to see the stream. But we are up. I do believe we're up. Speaking of things that are up, Kiwi is right there getting some damage. We got... By the way, for those of you who are not tuned in, which I believe is nobody, this is the semifinal of the SGL Premier Cup. This is SKC, aka the Cauldron, versus El Matador of FC Dallas. This, I'll be real, I do not know what happened in the first game. All I know is that Thorengold has just saved his team a goal, and if you know drop shot, you know that it gets every single touch is more and more crucial as time goes by. I'll be real, how did that not drop in? How did that not drop in? Oh Lord, I've got every single kind of lag. The ball is getting dangerously more and more close on each end. Huey, Serrano up to meet him. Now Caesar, will Caesar be able to get the dunk? Yes, he will, but the ball falls to the one spot that still had a tile, but Kiwi is able to exploit the giant gaping hole on the SKC side for EM's first goal of the game. And to make things worse, folks, for EM, I'm sorry, why did I say EM? For SKC, they've only got a minute left, but they need to prevent more damage from coming onto their side, because if they can score, they'll be fine, just as long as they keep the damage to their side to a minimum going into overtime, assuming that we get there. But first, they have to get past this seemingly impregnable defense that EM has built up in this game so far. There is a sizable hole, though, so it's not impossible. Not impossible in the slightest. And that's a great demo from Thorengold. Opens up a massive, massive section of the EM side. Serrano beats Huey up to it. Huey gets the touch and just barely is able to get it out. And that ball, that is a fortunate touch. Wow. What a masterclass in clearance from El Matador. And there actually is a tiny little hole already. But 21 seconds, can the Cauldron foster a comeback? Thorengold, how is that not dropped in? How is there no damage? What was that? I'm sure the Cauldron will feel hard done by if they can't find themselves an equalizer. And that, oh my God. Chat. I have no words. I know that those Cauldron guys are doing the same thing that I'm doing right now. I know that they're feeling it. If that was me, chat, y'all know what I would do. But Yeah, for them, I think they've got a better mental than me. I'm real quick, chat. I'm gonna check the series score because I'll be honest. That was game 2. I don't know who won the first game, so let me go check before I put up the scorecard. And then yeah, we'll see what's going on. What is the series score? This is for the stream, so I can put the score up on screen. Okay, it is 1-1. Oh shoot. Let me see. Oh shoot. Sorry, chat. KC 1-1 EM. KCC. Number. Okay. Hey, yo, for anybody in chat, how y'all doing tonight? Oh wait, real quick. Let me check again. I lied. I said this was the lower semifinal. I was incorrect. This is, in fact, the lower final. The winner of this will get into the Premier League Cup Grand Final versus, I'm pretty sure it's Simber's Army, isn't it? Are either team in? Who said Bomboclat? Yes, sir. Where is the lobby? I have no idea. I'm in the lobby. Nobody else is. So chat, join up. I said no. Chat, don't join up. I'm talking about the teams. Teams, y'all need to join up. In the lobby. Where are y'all? But there's no way I'm in the wrong lobby. Wait, real quick. Oh, because I'm not a party member. That's how. Oh, well, thank God nobody scored. Chat, I just want to say, you guys are incredibly lucky. You know why? I'm not going to tell you why. You're just incredibly lucky. Oi, Smitty. Miss on there. Chat, I feel like this is a good time for an SGL story time. It is, in fact, a news story. One being written by these two teams, but there is a player in particular that I would like to spotlight right now. He came in with the physicality as far as we could see from right when we joined, about a minute into this game, which, yes, I do apologize for that, chat, but also, like, I'm just a girl. You know, what can I do? Anyways, the player that I would like to highlight is, I believe, somebody who, you know, people might think is highlighted too much in here, but frankly, I think he's not highlighted enough. His name... Bless you. Thank you. His name is Caesar. Hold up a minute. Luis, why are you trying to steal Caesar's spotlight, bro? What a shot, by the way. That is so difficult to aim that flip right there to where you land on the outside of the ball in an angle to where you can not only get that across the defender, but also into the goal. People underestimate how vastly difficult that is to aim that. That requires precision. So huge props to Luis. But he's the player I feel like who normally gets the spotlight for EM. But the player that I would like to spotlight today is Caesar. You know why, chat? Is because he has recently reached Grand Champ 3 for the first time ever. And I feel like that needs some applause. I feel like that needs some recognition from the GOAT. So I am here. I do recognize you, Caesar. Shout out to you. Speaking of, he just got dusted by Thoringold, by the way. And Smitty getting that ball into the middle, but Caesar waiting patiently on the front post to break that up. And now Wicca coming in, but Luis doesn't have the boost, and Smitty does have the speed to get there. So Serrano into the corner, couldn't quite take it past Caesar, but now Thoringold will patiently wait on the ground as Luis comes in, but the ball actually will get to Wicca. And now Luis is coming in again. Both went for SKC. Can Wicca put this in? No, he can't. Smitty puts it on to the post, and that is a clutch save. Once again, remember, as you can see on the scoreboard, we got 1 minute and 20 seconds left. So SKC, I'm sorry, I always call them SKC. I need to start calling them the Cauldron because that's their team name. But this is not what you want to see. Caesar getting the angle right when I was about to say they need to start generating some more offense. But Caesar with a difficult angle considering the circumstances. And he's going to be the one to make it 2-0. Thoringold. What can the Cauldron start from here? Apparently nothing. But Serrano with a good 50 onto, I believe that was Caesar. Now Luis will take it out of his own back corner. Thoringold attempts to bump him off of it, but couldn't quite connect on that one. Now Luis, one flip reset over Smitty. But unfortunately, it didn't end up reaching his teammates. It bounced off the corner to another teammate, went off the bar. Caesar tried to get it back in, couldn't, and now we reset in the midfield. Luis, does he have the boost to make it to that? No, he doesn't. Thoringold just clears it out over Caesar, but the problem is they're not even getting it to midfield. They need offense, but EM are just circling like a boa constrictor right now. They are not letting them, as I say that, golly, you guys, let me have my analogies in peace, brother, because you guys are really messing up my vibe. You guys are really, hold up a minute. Thoringold, unfortunately, not quite, and this one will go to EM, and they will take a 2-1 series lead. Oh, you know what? That's true, Franz. I forgot. I will highlight that next game when I see him back in here, because I completely forgot about that. So, huge shout out to you for remembering. Let me see. Will he remake? We're about to find out. Yo, hey, Chad, does anyone want to come in and commentate with me? As in, like, somebody from the commentary list? If not, that's all good. I'm just curious. But, chat, this is the time for celebration. All right, let's celebrate some people. Good God, are you guys leaving the match again? I believe they are. Wait, are they? Serrano, you don't have to leave the lobby every time, I don't think. In order to change the game mode, I don't think. But I do not know. I see my man Huey back in here. This is the time for celebration. Skyline, what's good? Are you ready? Wait, this isn't... Wait, hold up a minute. This isn't Snow Day. I would like to inform you that the losing team, which was in that game, the Cauldron, picked Snow Day. So, I believe Serrano has remade the lobby yet again. And here we are. This is the time for celebration, chat. So we just mentioned Caesar reaching Grand Champ 3 for the first time. You know what else happened this week for the first time? Huey finally reached Grand Champion for the first time. Can we have a round of applause for Huey in chat? All right, thank you. So, with that being said, Chad, do you guys have any celebrations that you guys would like to, bring to the table so that way we can all share in each other's joy? I have one. It doesn't have to do with Rocket League. I'm kidding. Yes, it does. I reached rank 0 for the first time. I mean, I knew I was rank 1 for the longest time, but this really solidifies my legacy. If you guys didn't know, Zen bows down to me. Serrano getting anxious in chat and frankly quite antsy, and I understand why, because I would like to get this game going so I can stop waffling. But, chat, do we have any celebrations in here? Any rank ups? Any, just celebrations that you would like to see? Anything good that has happened to you recently? We want to hype each other up in here. We want to lift each other up. We love this community. Jeddick, I'm sorry that I had lashed out earlier. I'm trying to think what else. And it looks like we're good to go. Thank goodness. You need a good luck kiss. You're not even playing. Why would I give you a good luck kiss? Anyways, speaking of people who are kissing, Huey and Thoringold right in the midfield, straight at it, mouth to mouth. Serrano over to Caesar. I'm assuming that Caesar has been Blizzard Wizard at some point, but I know Serrano has. But and Funch is going to be the first one to score. I'm highlighting all these players. The one who's kind of gone under the radar, which to be fair, I don't think he was playing in the last game. Bunch is the first one that we have not seen so far, and he is the one to net the first goal. So, Serrano, Wicca, won by Wicca, Caesar over to Thoringold, can't quite get it past him, and Bunch remaining firm, getting it over to Thoringold, who can't quite hit that one. I think he tried to flip into it. If he had just kept driving, I think he would have had it. But, man, that is a golden opportunity for the Cauldron missed. For those of you who may not be as familiar with Snow Day, let's be real. 99% of us in here have been watching the Cup. We all know how Snow Day works. And Serrano especially knows how it works, as he's just put the puck into an open net, something that the Dallas Stars failed to do multiple times in the playoffs, and I'm still salty about. Let's be real, chat. Most of us have watched Snow Day in here. If you haven't, though, let me explain something to you. The 50-50 game is everything in this game mode, but you have to be strategic about it because, as you know, as you're seeing on your screen right now, we're looking at a puck. We're not looking at a ball. And so you have to be very, very careful with the way you hit the ball because any slight miscalculation, and it could be going the wrong way. Serrano knows how to put it the right way, though, as he, let's be real, carried me in the last 5 games of my Blizzard Wizard certification. And he is showing his prowess here, netting a second net. Why did I say? I said net. Sorry, second open net, and that is just beautiful right there. I love to see it. I love Snow Day, chat, but you have to. Every single touch has to be calculated. You can't really flip into the puck as much because if you do, right? I mean, you see what happened just right there with Serrano. It went nowhere. You have to. The name of the game is going to be pinches. It's going to be wave dashes into the puck to, once again, pinch it. It's going to be those touches on the ground to get speed on it. And you have to watch the backboard at any given moment because if it rolls across the face of the net, only half the puck has to pass through. And so it can be any half of the puck. The puck will turn on you midair, even if it's just come flat off the wall. So you have to be extremely careful every single time that puck is on the wall because you never know where it could go. Serrano, once again, couldn't quite connect with the flip. I think he wanted the wheel touch, which would have launched it, but unfortunately didn't quite connect on it. Thoringold didn't quite get the pace that he wanted on that one, and unfortunately I don't think the accuracy was there either, but Caesar was there to take care of it regardless. Caesar, speaking of taking care of things, floats it over. Wicca wanted that bump onto Thoringold, but now Huey gets it over to Caesar, and here we go, 3-1, 2:28 left to go. There is more than enough time for a comeback here. So, extra game modes are not for me. I mean, that's fair, Smitty. I appreciate the honesty. Serrano looking like Sasha Barkov. Anyways, speaking of Serrano, gets it past 2. I think he thought about going to the ceiling there, but it just probably wouldn't have been worth it. So Caesar, getting the touch, is able to pop it up and just over Serrano with a second touch, even though he was out of boost. But that's a very heads-up play by Caesar. Now Funch, who's going to get to it first? It's going to be Wicca, but Serrano reads the touch and is able to keep it in the offensive zone for just a little bit more. Now that puck, man, right as I talk about keeping it in the offensive zone, that's when it bounces out. I love commentators cursing. Is there somebody there waiting for EM? Unfortunately, Huey couldn't get there in time. A team pinch. Oh, my God. That would have been lethal had that connected. I'm telling you, that would have gone straight in. Oh, Thorin Gold. Serrano able to clear it, but Caesar couldn't control it on the first touch. Can he? He can't quite sneak it through. Funch able to keep it in, but Caesar wanted to get it back in. Good 50 by Serrano. Very heads-up play from him, but nobody there to collect for EM, and the attack will fizzle out, and this is dangerous. Thorin Gold, is he going to get it on target? No, it's an open net miss. That was the perfect opportunity to be the dagger. I almost want to call it like an empty net goal, but I feel like now if the Cauldron score here, I am going to call it empty net, even if it's not an empty net, because at this point you just kind of go, you kind of got to go all out. But here we go. Wicca coming in, wanting to put EM on the power play. Unfortunately, they don't have a 4th man in this lobby, but if they can bribe one of the SKC players to play a 4th man for them, but I don't think they will, because Thorin Gold has just made a great save, and I think if they built up this kind of lead, and this, then surely they're not going to be paid off, right? Caesar wanted to pinch it down. That ball was almost all the way over, but not quite. That's like a 99% over the line in snow day terms. That is ridiculous how that puck did not fall in. Huey clearing it out, but unfortunately there's not going to be enough time on the score on the clock left for EM to come back in this one, and KC Cauldron will even up the series at 2. Man, Dallas Stars, take note. That's how you score. That was very, very well executed from the Cauldron. So, huge shouts to them. Big up. Big up, Kansas City. Oi. Chat, how we feeling? Yo, what's up, Smitty? Are you going back in? Smitty, are you going back in? I will be waiting for your answer. Oh, he is going back in. Okay, ready? Mwah. Good luck. Good luck, Smitty. I love you. Felt good to strap on the skates for the club real quick. Hell yeah, Funch. Hey, you played good in that game. So, huge props to you. Getting that first goal and really shifting the momentum. I believe you also had an assist, didn't you? So, yeah, huge shouts to you. You did good in that one. Finally, we got all 3 in the lobby, and this is now a best of 3. Serrano absolutely bodying Huey respectfully. Smitty with the catch. Can't quite get it past Huey though. Thorin Gold, I think he wanted to take it to the sidewall initially. Didn't quite have the time. Luis cut off the angle, but is able to get it in towards the middle. Serrano couldn't quite capitalize, but danger not clear yet for EM. Smitty is able to get the touch. Oh, but there's a team bump right there. Luis able to keep the ball because of it. And now the slight bump, but he does not care. Caesar, what? I'm sorry. Why did I say Caesar? Good God. On your head. Bink. Serrano, he put a hand up, but it did not matter. Yes, I have latency variation. If you don't like that, then you don't like NBA basketball. That was disgusting from Luis. I'm not over that, by the way. I just realized, why is Thoringold's clan tag X Defiant, bro? That game is dead. That game is just as dead as that touch was, as in there was no touch, as in there is no game anymore. The COD killer wants to turn into the Caesar killer as he was trying to find the bump but couldn't quite connect. Now Thoringold dribbles it over just past I still want to call Smitty Smite sometimes. I really do. Created a rather dangerous situation just a little bit unnecessarily. Oh my God, chat. Yes, I have high latency, bruh. Here's the thing. I live in a high-speed area, and my internet is still poverty. Can somebody explain that to me? Like Wagwan. Serrano beats 2. Is there somebody to collect for the Cauldron? We have one racing back. I believe that's Caesar, and it is. Caesar able to cut off the angle. I believe that was going in, but not that it really matters, as now EM are in the other half of the field. But Thoringold with a great 50. That is his signature, is that big body aggression right there. And Smitty with his finishing, which has improved tremendously through this season. Bar down over Caesar on your head. Luis, put a hand up. Palace, do you think they will skibbity dink this shot? They already did, bro. They did it on your head, bro. Smitty. Oh. I wanted that. I can't lie, chat. I wanted that. Caesar wants to stay on it, but wisely rotates out as Huey calls him off of it. Went to play Disruptor and see if he could get something on that. Now Luis back in the middle, but Caesar is demoed, waiting in the center. Now Thoringold leaves it for Serrano. Serrano getting the touch off of Caesar. Caesar over to Smitty. Smitty over to Serrano, but Serrano blocked by Luis. Thoringold with another good 50 right there to keep it in, but Huey rescues EM from the second challenge on that one with the speed. I like it. Good stuff, Huey. Now Luis wanted to fake Serrano out of his ankles, and he almost kind of did a little bit. I can't lie. He turned him around. That was kind of disgusting. But it does not amount to anything. So, disgusting, but ultimately, I don't want to say useless, but it didn't end up panning into anything. If it had turned into something, I feel like that would have been slightly more interesting. 1:14 left to go. We are still tied at 1 as we hit the 1-1-1-1-1-1-1. But unfortunately, no goal has come for the Cauldron, but they have put on some good this game. You know what, I'll tell you what. This game has been very back and forth. You know, we've had somewhat lopsided games. Like game 3 was pretty lopsided in favor of EM. Last game was pretty lopsided in favor of the Cauldron. Which, by the way, chat, let me explain how this series has gone for those of you who don't know. From inferencing, we can infer that the Cauldron won game 1, the first 3v3. Then drop shot was pulled up a minute. Thoringold drops it into the EM net. 74 miles per hour on the trademarked BangersOnly.com radar, sponsored by Alan Pandering Woo and Betway. No, we're not sponsored by Betway. But I will say, it does look. I miss when Betway sponsored the what were they called? The Furia jerseys. I do miss that because that was, I think, the cleanest looking Furia jersey of all time. But now, Luis over to Caesar. 5 seconds left, but he can't. He didn't have the boost to get around Smitty, and Smitty holding strong. Huey is able to keep it up, but for how long? Luis has no boost. Caesar has no momentum. Wait a minute. Thorngold miss. Can Luis get there? Huey! The ball bounces in! A horrible mistake from, I believe, was that Serrano? It was Thorin. It was Serrano! A horrible mistake to send us to overtime. I cannot believe that. If EM end up winning this, Serrano is going to be kicking himself. So for his sake, let's hope for something good from the Cauldron here. Serrano up to meet that, but Luis wanting to bump somebody in the air is able to get Serrano, but ball doesn't quite bounce close enough to the wall for Thorngold to go. And now Serrano gets it over one. Can't quite get it past Huey, but now this opens the door. Caesar head hunting, but Smitty wary of the danger and is able to get it out. Hold up a minute. Is Smitty? It's an open net, and the Cauldron will take a 3-2 series lead after a 3-2 game win. Serrano's heart rate is through the roof right now, but he can rest easy as Smitty is the one to carry them over the line. You see what a good luck kiss will do for you? I will be selling my services to anybody who needs me. The interesting thing now is, what game mode will El Matador pick? The real question... What fucking game mode are we playing? Sorry, what freaking game mode are we playing? I love you too, Smitty. Good job. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. Has this man just solicited prostitution on the SGL stream? No. I would like to think of myself more as a rent-a-girlfriend type thing. I've never watched that show, but I'm assuming... Anyways, it'll be interesting to see what game mode is picked. I'm going to peek in the chat just to see what's been picked. I can confirm insider information. It will be Hoops. Hoops will be the game mode of this Game 6. Pivotal. It is win or go home for EM from this point forward. What's the average rank for this lobby? That's a wonderful question. That is a wonderful question. Here we go. It's going to be Serrano, Smitty. Wait. There's three Cauldron people in here. So it's going to be... Oh, yeah, because Smitty said the extra modes weren't for him. It's going to be Serrano and Thorngold versus Luis and Caesar. This is going to be interesting. Once again... Holy crap, how far behind is the stream? Wait, are you guys still on the... Nah, hold up a minute. I'm dropping frames. Why am I dropping frames? Alright, anyways. We're off. It turns out the stream is just really far behind. But I really don't feel like I need to say it again. But for El Matador of FC Dallas, this is win or go home. Luis sure playing like it. But Caesar coming in. But again, Thorngold with those 50s. It is... I feel like we call Debit a 50-50 merchant a lot, mainly just for his kickoffs. But if there's a 50-50 merchant in SGL, it's Thorngold. If there's a ceiling slash double tap merchant slash flip reset merchant, it's Luis. If there's a just being good at the game merchant, it's Caesar. If there's a Serrano merchant, it is Serrano. I'm sorry, I just did my bro dirty. My fault. My fault, OG. Please don't nutmeg me next time you see me in soccer, but Thoringold will be the first to get on the board in this game as... What the heck happened there? It was almost like a... I think he meant to flip onto the wall, but... Because you saw his car flipping upwards. That's how the touch happened, but... Then his front end just ran into the wall while he was trying to flip into it. So that was a very, very interesting start. You know, the ball is bouncier in hoops than in other game modes. For those of you who might not be aware. For those of you who are aware, which I feel like is, let's be real, 100% of this chat, then I don't really feel like I need to explain. I'm just explaining because I need to as the commentator. I just got to waffle a little bit. But you know who's not waffling? Serrano. What can he make of this? Off the backboard. Excuse me, I stuttered there. Off the backboard, Thoringold had it ripped away from him by Luis. Luis with the flick upward. That ball is going to go in because Caesar, I think it was going in regardless, but Caesar just there for good measure. As this is a great flick to get it around. I think, yeah, that ball was definitely going in regardless. But thank you, Caesar. It just made Thoringold hesitate a little bit on the backboard, and that's really all you need. All you need is one moment like that in a lobby like this, and that is what is going to happen. Serrano waiting just a little bit too long at a bad angle, and Caesar once again making him pay. There we go. 2-1 in the all-important 4EM. Oh, Serrano bumped off it by Caesar. I know he's slightly disgusted as Luis is going to be able to get that out. Oh. See chat, here's what's happening. A, I haven't commentated on anything in like a month. And B, there's mistakes. There's whiffs all over the place, but there's bumps all over the place too, which is making these people whiff and just, I mean, there's no defending that. There really isn't. When Caesar's just on you like that, pause, it's just, there's really nothing you can do. So, props to you, Caesar, for running interference right there. And yeah, we got a 3-1. We got a 3-1 ball game. Please, I need someone to clip. I really need someone to clip. I have something I would like to say. Thoringold, don't let me down. I feel a little bit let down, not by you, but by the defense just not letting you clip. Every EM series has been cinema. I don't doubt it, because this team plays... I don't know how this team plays. They just do whatever the heck they want. Sometimes it really feels like they're toying with you, where it's just like, you know that they can do things, they just choose not to sometimes just to make it interesting. This I don't feel like is one of those series. They genuinely have been outplayed in some of these games, but there are some series where it really does feel like that. So I can understand whoever made that comment. I can understand where you're coming from, and I do not doubt that every EM series has been cinema, as this one is proving to be as well. Because if this game keeps going in the trajectory that it is going in, then we will be headed to Game 7. And frankly, what's more cinema than Game 7? Serrano, what's he got? Nothing. I'm sorry, Serrano. I'm doing you very, very dirty. Caesar with the nice little finesse over the defender, and I feel like that's got to be a dagger with 1 minute and 7 seconds left. Just the slightest touch, and let me tell you something. If you don't like that, then you don't like NBA basketball. Franza said, we aren't toying, we're just bottle jobs. That's also Yeah, I could see that. I mean, you did take Los Verdes, a significantly, I don't want to say worse Los Verdes, but a not as good Los Verdes as we are now, to Game 5 multiple times last year. Um, so yeah, I can kind of see it. I mean, at this point, we're just running out the clock. The Cauldron really hasn't been out of their half in the past, I would say, 45 seconds to a minute. There really hasn't been much of anything from them. As we see another demo coming out from Luis right there. Serrano pumped off the ball. Caesar is just playing agitator at this point. He's trying to get in their heads because Game 7 is coming up. We are headed to Champions Field to decide who will face the other team that's already qualified in the SGL Premier Cup Grand Final. Who is the other team? It's Timbers Army, right? I'm not crazy in saying that. It is. Someone confirm. It is Timbers Army, right? Oh shoot! I gotta exit the lobby. Sorry. My fault, chat. Okay. Who is... okay. It is Timbers Army. Hey, if we got any of Timbers Army in here, let us know. I don't think we do, but just in case we do, let us know, because I feel like realistically they should be watching intently to figure out who their opponent is going to be for the SGL Premier Cup Grand Final. This is Game 7. This is for a berth in the final. So let's go. Thoringold wanted to start us off over Wicca. Caesar back there to defend. Not really much to see there. But Serrano with wanting that top corner snipe, but Luis having enough momentum to get across. And frankly, that was a good save. So Thoringold with the miss. Wicca into the corner, but Serrano wary of what's coming. Tried to get it under Luis, but Luis read that like a book and generated his own chance. But I would really say that was more of a half chance. Didn't really pan out, but now Caesar versus Smitty. Smitty will win that one. Now Luis over on the back. Sorry, not the back. On the side wall. Gets it past Serrano, but Thoringold with a boom down to the other end. Now we got Wicca cutting that pass out because Smitty was right there on the doorstep waiting. Like a cat waiting for... Sorry, I can't even speak. Like a stray cat waiting for that one person in the neighborhood to feed him. Right on the doorstep. But Wicca waiting there with the spray bottle as Caesar. Oh, I think he... Actually, there's no way he thought that was going bar down, right? As if I could see that, then surely him with his GC3 vision could see that that was not going where he wanted it to. But Luis cut out by Smitty. Wicca on the backboard. Does he have a second? He might. He does, but it's over once again, and Smitty. Caesar couldn't quite read the bounce. He wanted it, but didn't quite get it. But it's okay because Luis is there to hold it up in the midfield. And now EM can start to generate some more offense, some more pressure again. Wicca versus Thoringold. Wicca will win that one, and Caesar will snipe it into the top corner. That is a beautiful shot. I don't even think he flipped. Okay, he did flip. Jesus, I'm blind. What did I miss? How does this in Game 7? Oh, Maz. Do I have a story for you? Actually, real quick, let's recap how this series has gone. So we can infer from inference that the Cauldron won Game 1, seeing as Drop Shot was EM's pick for Game 2. They won that. Then EM won Game 2. Then they won Game 3, so it was 2-1 to EM. Then the Cauldron came back with 2 victories of their own. I believe the next one was Snow Day, in which the Cauldron dominated that one. Wicca, hold up a minute, with a dangerous touch, and that's going to get Caesar killed. And Thoringold is going to get the Cauldron on the board. 1-1 right at halftime. A dangerous flick. I think I respect the idea there from Wicca, but unfortunately, that's not going to work out for you. See, the Cauldron is too good to play games with. Alright, anyways, as I was saying, Game 4 was the Cauldron's pick. Snow Day, they dominated that one, so we were at 2-2. Then the Cauldron put on a pretty convincing performance in Game 5 to make it 3-2. But in this last one in Hoops, EM came out and dominated yet again. Cauldron took games 1, 4, and 5. They did. Good memory, Debit. Oh, that touch takes it just a little bit further than you might want it to. Who's there? It's Smitty and Serrano. They were both there. I think Luis was trying to get the double bump right there. Unfortunately, the ball was bumped into his own net before he could. Or wait, no, he did get the double bump. It's just it just didn't really matter. Unfortunately, at that point, I think even if he got the demo, he would have put that into his own net. So there's not really much Luis can do right there. But it's 2-1, 150 left to go. Serrano wanted it, but the ball bounced straight down, and unfortunately, he did not have the boost to recover to it. Wicca beats Thoringold. Caesar wanting that, gets the soft touch. Serrano with the save for now. Luis having 2, but couldn't get the ball across the line in the end. Luis over 1, over 2, but can't quite beat the last. Serrano tried to clear it out, but Caesar able to hold up the ball for just a little bit as Smitty will finally fully clear the danger, and KC will now have the opportunity to get them some boost and a little bit of momentum, but Wicca takes it straight back down the other end. I think Thoringold was called off of it because he knew that the other one was not going to be there for EM, but now Luis is in the middle. This is a dangerous game. You don't want to play. Wicca playing demolition. Here we go. 42 seconds left. Caesar, what do you have left in the tank? Thoringold wanted to keep this ball in the EM half of the field for as long as possible, but Luis can't quite get there as Serrano gets the touch over him. The ball's floating, waiting to be touched. Pause, and it will be Caesar. Caesar in the middle, but Luis, he couldn't quite get it out to Luis, and now 19, 18. The seconds are drifting away from El Matador. Caesar with a touch up to Wicca. Fake. There are 2 there for EM, and Luis will equalize. 2-2. 9 seconds left to go. I don't know if that was calculated or what, but Wicca with the heads up fake to allow Luis the room to snipe that top corner, and we got 7 seconds left. Will we have Game 7 overtime, or is there a further twist in the tail here in regulation? It looks like that ball will drop straight down unless Serrano, Smitty, he has a second, but it won't drop. Overtime. Game 7. Who wants it more? Because it's very clear both of these teams want it. Oh, Thoringold didn't quite have the read. I think he tried to jump on that little crevice. Gonna get you every time. Serrano bracing for the 50 with Luis, and he will get there. Thoringold gets it back over to his teammate. Serrano wins the 50 against Wicca. Now, he will collect the boost in the midfield, but Luis will collect the ball as he's bumped off of it swiftly by Serrano. But now Thoringold is temporarily out of the game. But luckily for the Cauldron, that ball didn't really go anywhere. And now Smitty over to Thoringold, who has an open net, but can't quite find the target. Serrano versus Caesar. Caesar will win that one, but the ball will go over to Smitty, who only has 1 to beat. Now he has 2. There is a second back, but he opts to go for the boost and keep that ball in. Thorngold sends it towards the net, but not quite with enough venom or accuracy. Now here we go. The ball waiting in the middle will be collected by Luis. Gets the mind game on Serrano, but is demoed for his troubles. Now Smitty bumped off the ball by Wicca. Luis collects it at mid, but doesn't have the boost to get there. Now he does, but Wicca opts to go for it instead. Smitty with the... Luis with a dangerous clear, but it works. As long as that ball didn't get to Serrano, who had turned off of it just a little bit early. Smitty going slowly, waiting for the challenge from Caesar. Caesar will be able to neutralize that ball and allow it to be collected by his teammates. Thoringold over to the sidewall where Caesar is waiting for it. Serrano, that's a rough touch from Caesar. Smitty wanted the spectacular and nearly got it. Caesar trying to run interference, gets interfered with himself. Now Serrano with the touch is able to get a 50 on Caesar. Now Thoringold sends it back in to the Matador half of the field. Smitty with Serrano waiting patiently underneath it. He does collect the boost before Caesar can, but Caesar just runs in towards the ball, gets a shot towards net, but Smitty there to deal with it. But there's interference being run once again. But unfortunately, the ball doesn't fall in. One more, just over Wicca this time. Caesar trying to keep it in for at least a little bit, but Serrano will be able to get the clear. The Cauldron low on boosts still. But now Serrano will be able to collect in the midfield as Luis sends it, frankly, straight to him. Gets it, but over to Caesar. Caesar, sorry. My apologies. Luis bumped Thoringold out of the way, which prevented what could have been a dangerous touch. But Serrano right there with the 50. Luis wins on the second ball afterwards. But that's a dangerous ball straight in the middle to Smitty. But there's no venom on the shot. Does he have a 50? No, it's Serrano. But it's saved by Wicca. That could have been it for EM. But we keep going. Serrano, I think he wanted that back boost. It just spawned right after he was there, unfortunately. But Smitty didn't know whether to run interference on Caesar or whether to go for the ball. He made a decision that ultimately ended up costing... Wait, hold on a minute. There's nobody back. Caesar, does he have this? The 50. Who's there? It's Luis. Heartbreak for the Cauldron, who had it. 9 seconds left, and that was all they were going to need. But Caesar put all 4 wheels to the ball on the crossbar to kill it. And that is going to be it. That is heartbreaking for the Cauldron. GG's. EM is the winner in this one. I'll be honest, chat. I think that might have been my fault. I didn't give Smitty a good luck kiss before that. So... That might have been on me, Chad. I'll be real. But man, hey, you know what? We came in at the end of, or like right in the middle of game 2. We had almost a 4-minute overtime. I feel like that makes up for us missing game 1. So, yeah, you're welcome. We got 7 games of Rocket League. So chat, what we doing? Can I do interviews? I'll be honest. I could. So yes, I will do interviews. So here we are. Who wants it?
Oh, that was a game.
That was a game. Skyline. What's your take on that?
What's my what?
What's your take on that game 7 we just saw?
Inevitable. If I had to describe it in one word, just a solid performance.
From who?
Are you streaming right now? What is going on?
Yes, we are on the SGL stream.
Oh, why are you in pubs then?
You weren't supposed to reveal it. You were. Let me cook. Let me cook. You you weren't supposed to divulge this information. No, you weren't supposed to divulge this information, bro. I was acting like, no, bro, no. Come back. You're my co-commentator for this, bro. Come back, Skyline. Hell no. Why have I been moved to commentary? Bruh. Who moved me to commentary, bro? I wanted to do the interviews in pub without people noticing. It was perfect because I was giving the mic to Skyline like he was my co-commentator because I needed somebody to do this interview with me, and I feel like Skyline is the perfect candidate. So Skyline, get back in here. I know you've done commentary before. I need you to get back in here, bro. I will mutiny. I will do this interview in Pub 1, by the way. Actually, no. Forget that. I'll do it in Pub 2. Does anybody want to interview? Luis. Wagwan.
Dude, I don't know where Skyline went, bro.
Yo, how you feeling?
He's supposed to interview for us, bro.
Hey, how you feeling?
Feeling good, bro. We did it for the content, man.
Was it for the content?
Dude, EM is the content machine, bro. Listen, we game 7 all the time, every day.
Can you call that a content win? Because you guys got dominated in a couple of those games.
Hell yeah. It was good content, both teams. Both teams are balling.
True. That is true. Both teams were balling, so huge props to you. Luis, I do have a question for you. Game 7, 15 seconds left. What were the vibes like in that chat? This is about 5-10 seconds before you're scoring. You know, what's, I guess, going on in the comms at that point?
Are you still on the stream?
Yes. Skyline, you're going to be interviewing him with me.
I'll be back.
No.
I mean, we had our coach. Our coach Skyline was in the comms, and you know he was keeping.
That's
us
why we need him
composed.
in here, man. He's the coach, bro. Skyline, get back in
It's
here.
like Farah. You know, it's Farah back there. I mean, this guy's a world champion. I mean, so
yeah.
we're really lucky to have him behind our bench.
What kind of role did he play in this game today? Because this was a journey.
He was well. I mean, he was flying blind the first couple of games. He was coaching blind. You know, he was. But other than those first 2 games, I mean, he was really helpful. I mean, he just was sitting in there and told us exactly what to do.
So it was like a gameplay
side
style of coaching, or was it more like a mental style, or yeah, I guess what kind of insight was he giving you? Oh, Skyline, perfect.
Oh, he's here. Yeah.
Yeah, Skyline.
I'm back.
He was talking about your performance as a coach. I guess my question for you is, what kind of, you know, advice are you giving? Are you giving gameplay advice like oh, I think you should do this in this game, or was it more like on the mental side? What's your style of coaching?
I could sum that up with one answer: yes.
Which means what?
Yeah, you know, all of it. You know, the
Yeah,
mental,
I understand that. I
positional.
mean, yeah,
Are we gonna run a 4-3? Are we gonna run a 2-1? Pull the goalie during the ice hockey match? All of it. Yeah. See, the dog's even more excited for me right now because she knows we won it. You know, I couldn't have done it without those guys. That's for sure. We got another game coming up. So hopefully it's not on this stream, that it'll be like, you know, on time. Pals, I don't know what's going on with the internet over there in Austin, but it's terrible.
I'm not in Austin. I'm in Dallas.
This guy lives
Oh
in DFW,
God,
bro.
it's
I'm
even
in-
worse. Jesus.
Nah, here's the thing. Like, I got fiber in my area, and I don't know why I get 2 upload. It makes no sense. But speaking of things that were uploaded, you guys uploaded a couple goals in that
Oops.
games.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had a question. Um,
Go ahead.
when Thoringold is dunking on y'all in the first few seconds, which I mean, let's call it what it was. That was a very fortunate bounce, but like you're down 3-2 in the series at this point. You've lost a couple on the bounce. You know, are you guys like? I mean, you guys seem to have a pretty good mental. So I guess take me through what was going through y'all's minds at that time.
Is this a question for me or Luis?
Yeah,
Luis.
Coach, you got it, bro.
No.
I defer to our coach because I mean we're a team here.
This one's for you,
Yeah,
Luis. Because now he's pulled his weight in the answer, so now you got to pull your weight.
I think I speak for all of us when I say it doesn't matter what happens in the first 4 minutes and 59 seconds of the game. You know, it all comes down to that final push, and we really synced everything together in those last few moments to pull out that win in a 7-game series. You're only going to see that here in the SGL League. So, you know, I hope that we've been revitalizing to all the other teams and shown what's capable and possible if you just give it your all. And don't worry about, maybe even it goes 5, maybe you go to OT. And I will say the one thing about El Matador is we're pretty much undefeated in OT. That's like our best facet of our game.
That is true.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't have said it better myself. I mean, Coach just, you know, he's just beating it into our heads that, you know, we're just to stay composed, you know what I mean? So he drills us a lot, and yeah, we really appreciate him.
Oh, see, but when I coached my team back in season 1, I'm not valid, but Skyline is. I see. Skyline, you are just as valid as me. So huge shouts to you. I mean, yeah, what a win. It could be that series could have gone a number of different ways, but I think you guys gave us one of the best possible outcomes. A Game 7 overtime, a couple wins on the bounce. You know, it's let's call it what it is. It's cinema. So yeah, huge shouts to y'all. I guess my one last question. Wicca over Huey in Game 7. What went into that decision? Because I'll be honest, I was a little taken aback. I was like, whoa. I know how good Wicca is. But I was like, man, Huey's been on a roll.
Standpoint, yeah, no, Huey was playing excellent, and then when it came into the lobby of between Game 6, Game 7, it basically was like Huey goes, hey man, I'm out, Wicca, you're in. And I said, I'm okay with this move. And Wicca said, I'm there for it, coach. So that's, pretty much how it went.
Yeah, he stepped up. So.
Yeah, Wicca stepped up because Huey stepped out voluntarily, not a voluntold. So just a solid lineup.
Let's go. Chat, can we get a new hashtag going? Hashtag selfless guy Huey. Wait. Sorry. I messed up. Hashtag good guy Huey. So, huge shouts to him. And shout out to Wick. I love the term voluntold. I bet you do, you corporate bat. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, everything does run through our coach. I mean, he runs right through us every day at practice. And,
Pause.
You know, he's really like drilling in the composure, you know, in those final moments.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, we just really appreciate him. I think his experience is just really, really good to have, especially for your first time.
Yeah.
In these really tight moments. So we really appreciate him.
Tennessee whiskey.
I don't think Luis could have said it any better. You know, it's been a real pleasure, this being my inaugural year in the SGL League, being able to coach these guys up. And we've got one more, but we're going to get this to the victory. Podium 1, gold.
Absolutely. So, I have one more question and then a follow-up question. It's not my usual.
So you
We're
have
getting
two
there.
questions, bro.
Well, really, I have 3. But so you guys are in a position to win the league, the regular league. Is there shoot, how many weeks left are in that one?
Last week, man.
And you guys are in a position to win the league, and now you guys are potentially in a position to win the cup. I mean, how do you approach this end of the season?
I mean, I'll speak for myself. I mean, I can't speak for Coach. I mean, Coach speaks for the team, but for myself, I mean, yeah, we're excited. To get the back-to-back would be nice after being in this league for a very long time and not winning anything. So we're excited, and then yeah, we have the chance to do the double over a very hard and firm Timbers Army team in the
Pause.
final. So yeah, hopefully we can, hopefully their wood isn't too hard in the final. I mean, they're a great team, and we know what they can bring, so we're just really excited.
All I'll say is if I'm running that lobby, you know I'm putting a game on Driftwoods. Anyways, my second question of the 3 is, what do you have to say to your opponents, Timbers Army?
I mean, yeah, we're really excited. Shout out the Cauldron for we kind of did like a gentleman's agreement to not pick any of like the regular game modes, so that was fun. We think we play, what was it, Snow Day, Drop Shot, and Hoops, I think.
Yeah.
So
The good ones.
shout out to him. Yeah. We know that in the final we're gonna probably get to play 2 1v1 games, so yeah, I'm looking forward to that. 1v1ing Loy Boy. I know that's gonna be like a big pick for them, so yeah, me or Caesar. I know Caesar got a crack at him one time, so I at least want to do at least one of the games. So
Caesar cracked him? Pause. Sorry.
yeah, he got a crack at him, but he couldn't make it all the way, and so I think
Dang.
he got a little bit. Yeah, I think it was his first time, so it happens. So
Yeah, unlucky.
But again, we're learning, we're becoming experienced, and yeah, we're excited.
All right, my final question. Now this is my usual final question. I will give the floor to both of you. Maybe at the same time, maybe not. Who
All right,
knows?
take us away,
And
Skyline. This
frankly,
is you, bro.
and
End the
frankly,
stream,
who
bro.
gives a
You got
fuck,
it, bro.
bruh? What do you have? This floor is yours, Skyline, man. What do you got to say to anybody? Yeah, the floor is yours. Say whatever you want as long as it's not slurs.
Oh, to anybody without any repercussions. No, honestly, completely heartfelt. I have loved playing the SGL League with everyone here. My first season, meeting everybody. Maz for all his excited commentary. Luis for the backup commentary. You, Palace, for tonight's commentary. I forget. Somebody will have to correct me after this, but whoever was had like the ASMR voice was like, "Oh, he's going up the wall," and he's.
I think it was like Bird Nana.
Yeah, Bird Nana, loved that.
Also, Rydog.
Just an absolute awesome Rydog. Yeah, everyone for what they've done. I know I joke around a lot, but no, this has actually been a really, really cool season for me for the first season. I've loved meeting all of you guys, getting to play together, and I'm done with the sappy stuff. We're gonna kick ass. EM's gonna win this all, so go everybody. Love you. Good night.
Well, on that note,
Yeah,
I think
David,
that's a
before you end
great
the stream,
place to end it.
Do
What's
you want to
up?
play threes?
Fuck no. Yes,
You
I'll
play
play
the threes
threes.
tournament?
Yes, I'll
Oh
play
yeah,
threes.
threes tournament. 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I will play threes. But that's going to do it for us in SGL. Thank you to everybody who watched this bullshit. And, yeah, you guys have a wonderful rest of the night. So, yeah,